Good morning. It's 3 a.m. I'm meteorologist Michael White here in the Fox 10 Storm Tracker Center with another update on Hurricane Sally. Now, we're not going to get a new track update until we hit the 4 o'clock hour. That'll be when the next one's posted, but we'll go back and show you what has happened since the last one at 1 a.m. We still got tropical storm and hurricane warnings in play. Hurricane warnings for all of the coastal counties, including Mobile and Baldwin counties and the Florida Panhandle around Escambia and Santa Rosa County. George and Jackson counties are included in that too. Tropical storm warnings showing up farther inland and for Okaloosa County. All of that, though, is still subject to change depending on what happens with the track of Sally. Storm surge warnings are still up for the entire Mississippi coast, all of Mobile and Baldwin County, and the coastal sections of the Florida Panhandle. What about rainfall? Well, the rain is all moving east to west, and it's wrapping counterclockwise around the center of Sally, and all of that is basically showing up south of Mobile. So if you're south of I-10, you've been getting nonstop rain for the last several hours. If you're north of I-10, you've been primarily rain-free, and here's where that rain is falling right now. Light rain from Spanish Fort to about Barnwell, and then heavier rain south of Foley, around Gulf Shores and Orange Beach and around the Naval Air Station in Pensacola. Mobile County, you're mostly dry unless you go south of Theodore, and that rain is falling all the way down toward parts of Dauphin Island. Now, here's the bigger picture. You can see Hurricane Sally, a Category 1 hurricane that is parked offshore and is working its way to the west at 3 miles per hour. It is moving at a snail's pace. It was a Category 2 after midnight, and then it has weakened since it has taken a slight little shift to the west at 3. The wind speeds dropped from 100 to 90 miles per hour. And here's the track from the Hurricane Center office in Miami. It's expected to re-strengthen back to a 2 later today. That may change when the new track comes out, and then it will veer to the north and east and weaken back to a tropical storm tomorrow night, and will be a tropical depression by Thursday morning. The bad news is, on top of the fact that we'll be east of the center and we'll have a major flooding and storm surge threat, it's expected to make landfall as a Category 2 hurricane around Bayou La Batre and then move right over Mobile and then make that turn to the north and east, putting Baldwin County, the Florida Panhandle, east of the center. You'd be dealing with a huge storm surge threat, a major wind threat, and of course you'll be dealing with a major rain threat as well. And you'd be dealing with 100-mile-per-hour winds that would roll right over the center of our viewing area and right over the highest populations along parts of our area along the Gulf Coast as well. Now, one thing we have noticed in the last few model runs is the track for Sally has been consistently moving to the east. So that means that although the center is projected to make landfall here tomorrow morning, it might not. The track, when the new one comes out in an hour, it might be moving closer toward Baldwin County or the Florida Panhandle. So if you live in these areas, direct landfall is a possibility for you. And if you live in a flood-prone zone, be aware of that and start making plans now. As we go through the futurecast, you'll notice later today, the rain coverage ramps up in a big way. By mid-morning, more spots are dealing with rain, and you'll deal with those waves of rain all day. This is 4 in the afternoon. Then we go forward toward midnight tonight. We're still seeing the same thing. Basically, no real changes from this morning to tonight. But once we get toward the early morning hours of Wednesday, there's the center of Sally, would be just south of Gulf Shores, and it would make landfall at 7 o'clock in the morning, and the Futurecast wants to put it right around Orange Beach between Gulf Shores and Pensacola. If that's right, if this ends up verifying, Mobile County, you would be west of the center. Your storm surge threat would drop. You would see it diminishing, which would be great. You would deal with offshore flow, and conditions for you would be much better. Same thing on the Mississippi coast. Your conditions would be much better. The worst of it, though, would be for Baldwin County and the Florida Panhandle. We get toward midday on Wednesday, about 11 o'clock. The center would be right over the Naval Air Station, then would lift to the east of Atmore by 4 in the afternoon, and then we'd see the rain coverage diminishing into the pre-dawn hours of your Thursday. We'll keep watching this. The new track comes out at 4. We'll have an update then, and we'll have a full update coming up at 4:30 on the Fox 10 Morning News. We hope to see you there.